Like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of a virtual financial advisor now. So I work with clients beyond Lagos. I work with clients all over the place, all over the world by God's grace. Now, but many of my clients are resided in Lagos, many of them. One of the critical things I've come to discover that is a challenge for Lagos residents is it's just this inflationary stuff. Bag of rice that you're buying for 16,000 is now 32,000.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started with this episode.
Okay, for example, I went to this grocery store to buy stuff, and then I bought and I was waiting for my balance. Then there was this lady that came in with a baby on her back. She came to buy, I think it was a food formula she came to buy for her baby. So she paid and she was expecting a certain amount as a balance. But the attendant gave her a lesser amount. She now called the attention of the attendant. My change never complete now. The attendant said, madam, things don't cost now. The lady now said, Nigeria, where are we going? Honestly, that was what she said, So that's one of the things that people are really finding challenging. The incessant increase in foodstuff, the incessant increase in stuff generally, grocery, you want to buy stuff, the amount, that you paid a certain amount yesterday doesn't mean that you're going to pay the same amount. So people are really battling. And then the household income hasn't increased. Doesn't increase, yet the prices of stuff is increasing. Now the government is saying that they want to remove subsidy from fuel come January. They want to remove it. It's currently going at 162 now. Some people are selling at some filling stations are selling at 163. Some are selling at 165. So the government is saying that they want to remove the subsidy come January 1st, and that they will start giving 5,000 palliative and all that, just to help people. So, but that won't work at the end of the day. Really, my own opinion, it won't work at the end of the day because once you move that subsidy, everything will go up because the price of fuel affects everything generally. It affects everything generally. So the major challenge many households are having is the incessant increase in prices of stuff. It's really challenging. You are currently residing in Italy. I'm here in Lagos, Nigeria. We are discussing. We can see each other. It's a whole world of opportunities. World. Now, how does it work in Nigeria? I think, for example, now I do trainings. One of the things that this virtual world has helped me to do is it has eliminated certain costs from my trainings. For example, before now, in 2019, I wanted to do a training. I would have to go to rent a hall in an hotel, pay the high rent. Aside from that, I'll buy food for the participants, buy this, buy that, cost, which I would have to put, factor into the price, into the fee of the training. But all of that have been eliminated. So, and people are already embracing this. People are saying this. You can be in Nigeria. You can be in Lagos, Nigeria, and work for a South African firm. You can work remotely. You can be in Nigeria and work for a company based in Los Angeles. So people are already saying this. And one of the things that people are tuning in is there are certain skills that one needs to embrace to be able to compete on a global dimension. One of the things that people have realized, that we have realized in Nigeria, as Nigerians, as Lagosians, is that Your job may be safe today, but tomorrow, someone from India working remotely can take your job. Someone's resident in Dubai can take your job, So you have to sit up, gain skills. So people are now embracing skill development, retooling, unlearning certain practices. For example, now, let me share this with you. I went for a client, I consulted for a client, and they got a contract with one of the leading universities in Nigeria. And then everything were to deliver the product and all that. And then we went to one of the processes, go through the auditor, and all that. We had brought in the goods, and the stuff was worth millions of naira. So, and then we got to the auditor. The auditor was saying that she needed to see the invoice, right? And then I called my client. I said, the auditor is insisting that she wants to see the invoice, that she wanted to see the original invoice. Okay. My client said, I'll send it via email. She said no, that she wanted to see the original one. I mean, how can you be living in back age? This is, once I can send it to you email, you see the original invoice. You are still insisting that the guy has to come all the way from Ibadan to bring the original invoice to you. It doesn't work that way. That's an archaic, my own opinion. I start to be corrected, That's an archaic mindset in such a world in such a time as this. But I've realized that a lot of people are, getting rid of such mindset, developing new skills. One of the things that has to come to mind, come to bear when it comes to being competitive in this world, in this new age, is to remove certain stop mentalities, disempowering mentalities, negative mindset, limiting mindsets, limiting beliefs. Get rid of them. And then see yourself as being able to compete on the global dimension. And a lot of people are doing that, For example, many of Nigerian companies are attracting global funds today. You hear so just got seed funding. Many of them are residents in Lagos. A certain firm just got $4 million or just got $18 million as seed or pre-seed and all that, So people are already embracing this. Embracing the virtual world. Retooling. People are going into data science, learning data analysis, being able to be competitive, getting certain tools. For example, now what I did, is that I'm also doing courses. I'm doing courses to retool. I never knew anything about web development before, but I'm learning it. In fact, I built a blog from the start. I had a web developer guy, but each time I would say, okay, do this for me, it would take time. And I didn't have all that time. So I went to learn it myself. And I built the blog myself.
I love
that.
That is
online.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi 14. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you in the next episode.